Hello and welcome to Powys' antenatal education class surrounding practical breastfeeding. This video will be looking at practical skills to help you with your breastfeeding journey. We'll be looking at positions that you can feed your baby in and how to identify correct position and attachment at the breast while feeding. We will also provide you with support details for any support you may require postnatally, and they will be found at the end of the video. There are many different positions that you can feed your baby in, and here are just a few of the common ones. Biological nurturing, or the laid back feeding position, is the most natural position for women to successfully breastfeed, and it's the perfect position for your baby's first ever breastfeed. When your baby is placed on your abdomen at birth, baby will naturally have an instinct to work his way to the breast. We highly recommend that you watch the breast crawl video, which will be on the link below. To get into the laid back position, you should be leaning back as if you're slouching on the sofa or propped up slightly in bed with a pillow or two. Then place your baby on your abdomen with nose opposite nipple and let the baby do the work. They will bob around until they find the breast. This is a perfect position for babies who are a little bit reluctant to feed, as the smell that's released by the breast and the milk will entice your baby's natural rooting reflex while in skin to skin. And it's very comfortable for yourself too. Side lying is where both you and your baby lie on your sides next to each other, belly to belly. This position is ideal for relaxed night feeds or breastfeeding in bed or on the sofa. Side lying can be very comfortable rather than sitting, especially if you've had cesarean or required stitches. The rugby ball hold. This is a position where you tuck your baby under your arm with their body resting on your forearm. Baby's body tucks alongside your side with their feet tucked into the back of the chair or sofa that you're sat on. Some women will also use pillows to rest their babies on. If you have very large or elongated breasts, then this can be great for allowing your breast to remain in the natural position. You may also find rolling up a towel and placing it underneath the breast can help angle the nipple off your abdomen. This position is also great for women who've had a caesarean section, as the baby is not resting on the wound. Cradle hold. This is a classic position that most of us picture when we think of breastfeeding. It involves sitting upright with your baby positioned facing you, across your body and using your forearm for support. It's important that dependent on the size of your breasts will depend where your baby's body will lie on yours. The cross cradle hold. This looks similar to the cradle hold, but your arms switch roles so that your baby's body lies along your opposite forearm. The aim is to support your baby around his neck and shoulders to allow him to tilt his head prior to latching. This can be useful for newborn breastfeeding and is especially good for those with latching difficulties because your baby is fully supported on the opposite arm and you have more control over their positioning, and you can use your free hand to do things like have a drink, comfort a toddler, or shape your breast if you're having difficulties. The koala hold. This is where your baby sits straddling your thigh or hip with their spine and head in alignment. You need to provide a lot of shoulder support if you do this with a newborn, but is great for getting a deep latch as baby's head is more likely to be free to root. It is a great position for babies with tongue tie or reduced muscle tone, such as a baby who has Down syndrome. But remember that comfort is key, so if you're in a good position and you feel comfortable and breastfeeding is pain-free, then that is perfect. So now we're going to look at positioning. So positioning, there are two parts to positioning. There's positioning of yourself to feed your baby, so the different positions that you can get in to feed your baby, but also about the position of your baby to allow good attachment at the breast. So there is an easy way to remember how to get your baby into a good position, and that is that using the acronym CHINS. So C stands for comfort. So getting yourself comfortable is the first part. You're going to be sat there for around about 5 to 30 minutes. So it's really important that you can sustain the position that you get your baby in. The C also stands for close. We don't want you to try and feed your baby like this, like this, like this. We want your baby to be close. So bringing your baby close to you, so touching you, really close to you. So then the H part is head free. So what we don't want is you to be doing this, which everyone feels they need to do. Everyone feels that the baby's head cannot sustain itself, so everyone wants to touch the head. But what we say is it needs to be free. The reason for that is because for baby to latch on appropriately to the breast, they need to be able to tilt their head back to get a good open gape to get hold of the breast, not the nipple. If the head is not free, the baby will get just on the nipple, and that can cause trauma. So head free means not holding the head, but purely sort of supporting the shoulders if you're doing more of a cross cradle hold, or possibly using your arm to support baby's shoulders, or in the lie down feed you wouldn't touch the head at all and the bed would be there to support. Then it's inner line, so the I stands for inner line. And again, if you imagine yourself trying to drink a drink, if your head is in line with your body, it's a lot easier than if someone was holding your head like this and trying to get you to drink. So inner line is really key. Then the N stands for nose opposite nipple. So with your baby, you bring your baby in close, head free, inner line, with the nose opposite the nipple, waiting for that baby to do a big open gape. If you imagine your baby goes onto the breast like this, nose opposite mouth, if you imagine where that's going to sit in the mouth. Whereas if your baby goes on nose opposite nipple, tilts their head back, opens their mouth wide, imagine where that nipple is going to sit in the baby's mouth. This part of the baby's mouth is the soft palate. So if you can feel back with your own tongue, you can feel where the soft and hard palate changes. If the nipple stays within the hard palate, it will cause trauma. It will cause this motion. That's why it's really important to have the nose opposite nipple, big wide open mouth, bring the baby in, and then you will breastfeed, not nipple feed. That then puts the nipple into the safe part of your the baby's mouth, which then helps the nipple to stay healthy. The S part of the CHINS acronym is sustainability and support. So it's just about, like I said in the C, getting yourself comfortable and ensuring that you're not in an awkward position. A lot of mums tend to do this motion because they know their baby's on and they're quite happy. But actually this is quite a strain on your back, so you do need to get yourself back into a more sustainable position and get your baby on. So now we're going to talk about attachment. So this is how your baby will physically attach to the breast during a breastfeed. It's really important for babies to attach at the breast properly to allow effective milk transfer. So this will be how your baby gets the milk in the sort of the right space of time. For your baby to attach properly to the breast, it's really important to get good positioning, as talked about before. So putting your baby nose opposite nipple or letting your baby root around to get into a good position. This will then instigate your baby to be tilting their head back, and then what will happen is the chin will lead, and this will mean that the chin will actually touch the breast first. When the chin touches the breast first, that then will allow baby to have a nice wide open mouth. The nipple will then brush on the top lip and baby will get a big mouthful of breast tissue. When this happens and baby gets a good attachment at the breast, there's a few things that you can look out for to show you that baby is attached to the breast properly. Firstly, if it is comfortable, then that almost means that the nipple is actually in the safe space in baby's mouth. Also, if if the chin is indenting on the breast, then that shows that baby went on chin leading. The nose should also be free, so your baby shouldn't have its nose sort of squashed on the breast. The cheek should be nice and round, so it shouldn't be indenting while sucking. And also you should see more of the areola above the top lip than below. So that's because babies go on asymmetrically to get a good mouthful of breast tissue, not just nipple. So again, like I say, you should see more of the brown bit around your nipple above the baby's lip than below. And also you should listen out for suck swallow. So we'd expect at least one swallow to each to two sucks. And that just shows you that the milk is transferring effectively to your baby. It's really important that women get support that they feel they require during the early postnatal period and throughout their breastfeeding journey. In Powys, we have a lot of local support for you to access. We have a Powys' Nature's Nourishment Facebook site where you can chat and video call with one of our midwives or trained peer supporters. We will be uploading videos and links to reputable sites for your information. You can access your midwifery team 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 01874 622 443. You can contact your health visitor 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, or you can access your local breastfeeding group, who will all have their own Facebook pages and will be able to support you virtually during the COVID-19 outbreak. We also have national support. So there is the National Breastfeeding Helpline on 0300 100 0212, or the Lalesh League on 0845 120 2918.